Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. It's mid-August, and across the United States, school systems are launching a new academic year, some already in full swing. Others still savoring the final weeks of summer. Some students have already returned to class. Elsewhere, educators are participating in teacher in-service days, and in many areas, educators and students are still enjoying the final weeks of summer. For example, I have friends in Atlanta, Georgia, whose children started school on August 4th, while friends in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania won't see their children return until September 4th. The dates may differ, but the feelings around this time of year are remarkably similar. If you ask my children whether they're ready to return to school, you'll get a different answer from each one and possibly a different response on a different day. And if you ask an educator the same question, the answers vary just as much. In 2019, I created and began teaching a graduate course for practicing teachers, now titled Refresh Your Teaching with Influence and Impact. The course was well received, and soon after, I was asked to design and teach another course. I listened carefully to what teachers said they needed and worked to create a space where they would feel welcome to join, safe to share, and inspired to grow. After deep reflection, I created a second course titled Mentorship and Motivation for the Experienced Educator. Each year, I revisit and refresh its content to ensure it stays relevant, practical, and empowering. The material draws from my classroom experiences, observations from schools I work with across the country, podcast episodes I air, keynote sessions I give, and my published work. Over time, as I have transformed from classroom teacher to speaker, my perspective has evolved from asking, what do my young students need, to a broader question, what do the educators leading our children need? This summer, the course truly found its stride. Educators from across the United States enrolled, many of whom have 20 plus years of experience, with some even beginning their 28th, 29th, or 30th year in the classroom. What's remarkable? Several didn't enroll for certification or credits. They enrolled to grow. Their ongoing commitment to learning, decades into their careers, is deeply inspiring. It's a powerful reminder that lifelong learning is not just a catchphrase, it's essential. I'm honored that these educators chose me to guide their growth. It reinforces what I've always believed: great professionals never stop evolving. Throughout the courses I teach, I remind participants that I am simply the facilitator. I'm here to learn from each of them just as much as they might learn from me. I offer frameworks for reflection, practical tools, and curated resources to support their personal and professional development. In education, professional learning and support are too often centered on new teachers, while our experienced educators, who are just as vital, are overlooked in their need for fresh ideas, encouragement, and the support to remain in the field. It's about time school systems refreshed our professional development opportunities with influence and impact, or we may continue to lose teachers at an alarming rate. In last week's episode, number 78, we explored how young people are navigating the challenges of identity, belief, and belonging. It's an uncomfortable, often messy process, but it's not unique to children. Adults go through it too. Just like students need support, strategies, and role models to grow confidence, adults, especially educators, need the same. This is crucial in battling burnout and rekindling purpose. In the mentorship and motivation course that I teach, we explore the following themes: branding and broadening, collaboration and creativity, advocacy and leadership, personal and professional development, burnout and well-being, and trust and transitions. Each topic invites deep self-reflection and encourages personalized implementation based on each educator's context. The conversations this summer were delicate, powerful, and often emotional. I was struck by the honesty, vulnerability, and thoughtfulness that educators brought to the space. Here are just a few reflections from participants. An educator from Michigan said, "Thank you for sharing your story and journey with us throughout the class. Your class exceeded my expectations. I'm now thinking of ways to improve my teaching, explore better collaboration, and continue working toward balance with my family and work life." An educator from Maryland shared, "One of my favorite aspects of this class was that it created a safe place for others to share. I felt seen and heard and got to know others through their vulnerability in sharing both successes and struggles with burnout." A teacher from Florida shared, "I learned so much and am thrilled I was part of this group. This course is the perfect solution for people like me. I've been stuck in a rut and unmotivated. I absolutely love the class meetings, and I'm sad that they've ended. It was such an encouraging time. I found it refreshing to collaborate with colleagues and hear how others are approaching the new school year." And finally, an educator from California shared, "Thank you for offering this course and for your kind mentorship. It was so helpful to think about my own situation and what would work best for me, rather than trying to mold myself to someone else's vision. You never made any of us feel ashamed for what we were going through. You listened and offered real experiences and real resources to help us find our way." This educator followed up with the following message: "Thank you for being a role model for thinking outside the box and not simply doing what others expect of you. As a chronic people pleaser, it's empowering to see professional women in our field challenging expectations and making their own path." The themes of vulnerability, reflection, and collaboration emerged again and again from participants. These aren't just course objectives. They're real human needs that continue to rise to the surface, especially for those who've been in the profession for decades. When given the opportunity to speak directly to school and district administrators about what experienced educators need right now, these 5 key changes are the ones I share. Key change number 1, prioritize purpose over compliance. Experienced educators don't need more mandates or micromanagement. They need space to reconnect with their purpose. Provide opportunities for them to reflect on their impact and influence, not just their test scores and standards. Key change number 2, create safe, collaborative spaces for reflection. Experienced teachers benefit from safe, judgment-free zones where they can share challenges, collaborate with peers, and speak honestly without fear of being misunderstood or dismissed. Foster spaces that promote vulnerability and growth. Key change number 3, invest in professional development that feels personal. Generic PD won't cut it. Offer learning experiences tailored to their stage in the profession, focusing on topics like burnout recovery, leadership development, creativity and instruction, and personal growth alongside professional growth. Key change number 4, encourage innovation and autonomy. Many experienced educators feel boxed in by outdated expectations. Trust them to try new strategies, explore their creativity, and shape the school culture. Empower them as thought leaders, not just implementers. And finally, key change number 5, recognize and celebrate their evolution. Acknowledgement matters. Recognize not just longevity, but the evolution of skill, mindset, and mentorship these educators bring. Celebrate their continued learning, not just their years of service. Educators are the foundation of our schools, and when they feel seen, supported, and inspired, their impact multiplies. As one participant shared, "I didn't take this course for the credit. I took it for my soul." The teachers really need another content specialist leading their professional learning time. Or would they benefit from a facilitator who supports their whole growth beyond a single subject in ways that transcend content areas? After all, we're trained to educate the whole child. Why not the whole educator? Let's create more space for that kind of growth in our schools. When we do, we retain passionate educators who not only remain in the field, but also serve as confident, compassionate role models for students. If you're ready to make meaningful shifts in how you support your educators, I'd be honored to help. I design and deliver transformational learning experiences, and I've worked with schools across more than half the United States. Educators, especially experienced ones, are ready for something new. They're ready to be seen, heard, and supported. They are ready for a key change, and they're grateful when they're given the space to unlock it. Let me help support those you lead, serve, and care for in ways that evoke compassion, foster confidence, and prioritize well-being. Because when our educators demonstrate those traits, our students' confidence will rise and shine too. Did this podcast impact you? If so, share your thoughts with me. I'd love to hear from you. Also, please share the podcast with others. Take a screenshot and post it on social media, or send it to a friend, family member, or colleague who could benefit from it. If you'd like to experience this content live, I'm available to speak at your school, company, or organization. Don't forget to check out the show notes for helpful resources. I look forward to connecting with you soon. How are we making key changes to inspire novice and especially experienced educators with mentorship and meaning? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcast app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.